just 9% of British voters thinks Brexit has gone well, a poll finds. I'm reading this more a little bit from the Independent, guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an article from the Independent here, with the headline that just 9% of British voters think Brexit has gone well. But 61% of the Leave voters saying leaving will turn out well in the end. Somehow, guys, I just don't think that's going to happen. But who knows? We can't predict the future, can we? But 9% is quite a damning one, to say the least, guys. So, fewer than 1 in 10 British voters think Brexit has gone well, a new study has found. Research by the think tank UK in a Changing Europe, the UKICE, found that just 9% now say that leaving the EU has been a success. Shall we assume that they are either... So who could these 9% of people think they could be, guys? Who do we honestly think these 9% could they be? Now, could they be some of the most wealthiest people in the UK, or perhaps they are someone who are headbangers, hardcore GB viewers potentially, Nigel Farage followers? Just spitballing out there, not saying that they are. I'm interested to know this 9%. On why they think the EU has been a success, and to kind of explain it to us, how it has been a success, where are the benefits of it, like how is my life, how is your life, or how's other people's lives in the UK are better off. I really want to hear from the 9%. I really do. Voters are also increasingly pessimistic that the policy will ever turn out well, with fewer than 1 in 30% agreeing. Even amongst people who voted Leave in 2016, just 61% still think the policy will eventually turn out well. In a hypothetical referendum on rejoining the EU, 48% would vote to rejoin, while 32% would vote against it, with the rest unsure. Interesting. Though the gap in favour of rejoining is now bigger than the original vote to leave, the authors of the report, however, urge caution when interpreting the results. Yeah, like I said at the start of the video, it is just one poll. The almost unanimous dissatisfaction with the policy does not necessarily translate into matching votes to rejoin the blog, they say. Andrew Meshan, director of UKICE, said results illustrated the constraints on both Labour and the Conservative parties when it comes to their Brexit policies. Rishi Sunak may struggle to weaponise the issue, given that many Leavers now think Brexit has not worked because of the government's incompetence, he said. Keir Starmer has yet to explain how the limit reservations he proposes to the UK-EU relationship will address the economic problems many voters think have resulted from the decision to leave the EU. It has been factually proven on a number of occasions. There are a number of documents and information out there that leaving the European Union has harmed us, in particular leaving the single market. I saw some people on some other Brexit videos basically saying that it's not proven the case. Well, that's because you haven't gone out there and done the research, or you've not listened to the vast majority of experts who have said that we are worse off since we have left. But I'm probably going to hear them in the comments as well, aren't I? Sophie Stewart's researcher at the UKICE added the report shows that many of the assumptions about leavers who are unhappy with the course of Brexit are false. It's not so much about that. It's for me it's it's an ideology. It's not so much about the policy, it's the ideology. It's about ideology to them. It doesn't matter if to some of these people, it doesn't matter if the world burns around them, as long as they have their Brexit. It is been put into their mindset that Brexit will make everything work for them, that everything is all perfect and hunky-dory because of it. It's an ideological, religious, xenophobe perspective, shall we say, of it. So, to say that there are Brexiteers who are unhappy with Brexit, but there are some who just don't care about how bad things have gone because they just want the immigrants to stop crossing the border, yet it's gone up since we've left the EU. But if you put that to them, they will ignore you. To assume that unhappiness with the implementation of Brexit directly translates to support for Remain or rejoining is presumptuous. Yep, exactly. Rather, many leavers still vote as they did in 2016 and think about Brexit can be salvaged with the right political leadership. Break it down to me and explain to me how we can make Brexit a success. Please show me. How many years have we since we officially left? Give me the details. Can you give me details about how it can work? The research was conducted by the right-wing. The research was conducted for the think tank agency Public First. Rachel Walls, founding part of Public First, says there is a great sense of frustration amongst the electorate, regardless of whether people voted Leave or Remain. This is making it difficult for any of the main parties to use Brexit to their own electoral advantage. While the party leaders' natural inclination will be to shut up about the whole thing, there is a lot in it for the leaders who can show there is a route to a bright future outside the EU, no matter how we got there. UK political parties have moved to shut down Brexit as an issue since 2020, despite ground-well support of rejoining since the referendum. Labour has ruled out rejoining either the EU or its single market, while under Rishi Sunak the Conservatives have stepped back from picking fights with Brussels, once favoured approach under Boris Johnson. The Conservatives have kind of blanked the EU on anything, pretty much, rather than they've just stopped talking to them, while Labour are actually engaging with the European Union, which is much needed, which is a step in the right direction. But based on the polling, obviously here, it is just one poll. Again, I have to stress this, but the vast majority of people feel that it has not been a success, and that people want something done, and people are not happy, people are frustrated. And people will always say that COVID has had an impact. Yes, COVID has had an impact. The war in Ukraine has had an impact. Yes, they've both had an impact. But their economies, many other world economies, are much better off than we are. We have one of the worst economies in the G7 right now. And how has that happened? When other nations have also suffered at the hands of COVID, the pandemic, and of the war in Ukraine. What else could there be? But we're going to get those arguments all the time, guys. What do you guys think of this poll? Do you think it sounds about right? Do you think it's a rough estimate like other polls? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on Brexit? Is it going well? Can you prove to me? Can you give me some evidence where it is going well and that my life and your life are better off? I really would like to know. Like, share, and subscribe as always, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.